Welcome back to the virtual Aerospace Warfare Symposium. I'm Tobias Nagley, Editor-in-Chief of Air Force Magazine, and I'm joined for this special sponsored interview by retired Lieutenant General Darrell Robertson, Senior Vice President at Rolls-Royce Defense. Darrell, welcome.
Thank you.
So everything is innovation today. Everybody's chasing innovation, talking about it. How are you at Rolls-Royce addressing that problem?
Well, as you say, everybody's talking about it, and there's a reason. As a military, if you're not innovating, you're losing to your adversary. In business, if you're not innovating, you're losing to your competition. So it's important in business as well as in the military, and it's critical for Rolls-Royce. In fact, one of our mottos is innovating for freedom. And that tells you a little bit about how important that is for what we do in Rolls-Royce North America Defense, where we provide engines that produce the power and propulsion to be able to do what you need to do.
Sure. So you're doing that in a lot of different areas. Hypersonics is one of those.
Right.
We don't necessarily think of jet engines as hypersonics, but talk about what you're doing in that area.
Yeah, it's interesting. We are using our turbine-based technology to do this, and we have experience with the Concorde in the supersonic transport area. So we're really expanding the envelope up towards the hypersonic ranges. The key word that we use with this is reusable hypersonics. We're not doing the offensive weapons, and we're not defending against those hypersonic weapons. What we're doing is producing the ability to take off from a conventional runway, get to altitude and airspeed very quickly, and within a few hours get to anywhere on the Earth that you need to be. So for ISR missions or for troop movements, that can be really a game changer. The benefit is that once you get them over there or do that mission, now we can slow back down again and land conventionally on a runway. So it gives a lot of capability in a different way when it comes to hypersonic operations. And you can get around the world 5 times faster than you can today by doing that.
So a quick follow-up to that. ISR, I get it. You get there, you get your intelligence, you come back. Troop movements, how big an aircraft are we talking about?
Well, it depends. So we're working on all sizes, really. We're working mostly on the civil side with commercial airline travel. So Boom and Virgin Galactics are just a couple of examples, but there's others. Some are in the commercial market, so they want to provide this opportunity for a larger group, and then some are working on business jet kind of applications. So the transition from from civil to the military, we can tailor that based on the needs. If you want to send a special ops troop, a small organization, a squad, we'll be able to do that.
Well, that's an airplane I want to ride in. So I'm kind of fascinated about some other things that you're doing. Directed energy is another area that you're really interested in, and here you're using your aircraft or jet engine technology for kind of a whole different purpose.
Yeah, so it's not intuitive necessarily, but we're using our turbine-based technology to work on providing a portion of directed energy capabilities. So we don't build the laser and we don't build the microwave, but what we do is we use our engines to be able to provide the power for them, but also to be able to manage thermal heat that's produced. It's a big issue with these kind of weapons and capabilities. And so our system is able to manage the power and the thermal piece. We've been working on this for over 10 years. The company has invested their own dollars to the tune of more than $50 million to develop what we call a unit. It's called Cold Fire. And it tells you what it's all about just by the name. Mm-hmm. Because of the fact that we can manage this thermal piece, we call it Cold Fire. Bottom line is that we are able to then take this unit. It's portable, it's compact, and it's scalable. So we're working with companies. In fact, we just had a successful Rolls-Royce test of our system as we're partnering with Lockheed Martin on some things. Just recent success on this, and we're very excited about what it's going to bring to the future.
And that turbine is diffusing the heat that's being generated by that laser or
it's a very complicated system, but we use the turbine to be able to have fluids flow where they need to and do what needs to be done to either dissipate or manage the heat while also providing the electrical power that goes with it.
Okay, so infrared suppression is another technology. Tell me about this one.
Yeah, so this one I think is a little more in line with what you would think. So an engine producer is high tech, it's leading edge, it's innovative, it's got to be there for us to be successful. One of the things about an infrared suppressor is we use a lot of the same materials and we use a lot of the same designs to be able to suppress the heat signature coming off the back of the engine. So in our opinion, it's a natural fit for the engine maker to also make an IRS.
So you're getting into the stealth business.
Well,
or at least low observable.
We're helping to make sure the enemy can't see these, incredible weapon systems at all, if possible, certainly to the last second.
Very good. Let's go digital. So digital is in your engineering. We're now digital manufacturing. We've got virtual reality. It's kind of permeated everything that you do. How is it changing the nature of the work and the kind of work that you think you can do in the future?
Yeah, it's really a big deal, and I think everyone recognizes that. That's the reason there's a big push here. Rolls-Royce is completely on board and understands the value here on our digital systems. We just recently submitted our proposal for the re-engineering of the B-52. Mm-hmm. It's the F-130 engine that we submitted. But with that, we demonstrated to the Air Force our ability as a company to use digital engineering and design and VR systems to go with that. So it allows us to design, it allows us to test, and it allows us to build and manufacture at lower cost in an increased rate and with more reliability.
And there's a data mining, data monitoring aspect to that too, right? You're using the data that you're generating to better manage the system over time.
We are, and the other benefit too, especially with engines like aircraft, is that if you need to do an update, in the past, it would take a long time to really put an update into the system, especially if you had to, create code per se.
Mm-hmm. Or hard code it.
Right, and now with the digital design, digital twins, digital threads, digital engineering, you're able to do things, make changes that are necessary much more rapidly, and it reduces costs again.
For decades, you've been investing in this kind of technology and others. You've recently completed another major investment project. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, very excited about this. And it shows you the importance of the company for the operations here in North America. So Rolls-Royce North America Defense is headquartered in Washington, D.C. We've got about 6,000 people throughout the country. 4,000 of which approximately are in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is our main production facility. Mm-hmm. So over the last few years, Rolls-Royce has invested their own money to the tune of $700 million to completely renovate the facilities, the machines, the capability, the techniques, to make it completely state-of-the-art. And a lot of it is digitally oriented as well. So a big investment by the company, a huge commitment to DoD, to the North America, and to what we're doing, and especially for the Air Force.
And I'm sure to a whole lot of folks in Indianapolis are probably pretty happy
Very important.
with that major investment. We are also in a green age. Everybody's concerned about environmentalism and impact, and aircraft engines burn fossil fuels. What are you doing to be green?
Yeah, this is another big area for Rolls-Royce, important in so many ways as it is with the world. So Rolls-Royce has publicly come out and stated that we are going to be net zero carbon use in our operations by the year of 2030, which is just around the corner. So it's a big commitment by the company. Everyone understands how important it is to the future, as well as to the future of being an engine company, right? We need to help with this environmental issue as well. So there's a couple areas that we are working on very deliberately. The first and probably biggest, and what I think is going to be most impactful down the road, is we're doing a lot of work with electric and hybrid electric engines and propulsion systems and power generators. So we're spending a lot of money working with a lot of companies right now on developing the next future technology when it comes to electric and hybrid electric engines. And you'll see this. A hybrid electric engine is going to have one turbine engine. It's going to be a little smaller probably than what you're used to, but that engine is going to be able to produce the electrical power now to distribute to other electrical engines that are going to be on the airframes as well. Cuts down on the carbon and the effect to the environment.
Well, Darrell Robertson, Rolls-Royce, North America Defense, thanks so much. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for
Thank
supporting
you for having us.
Air
Appreciate
Warfare
it.
Symposium. Thank you.
Okay.